In today's NASCAR, a lot of critics usually say that NASCAR drivers today can't really share their opinions about what's going on the racetrack. Something that I really don't agree with too much, however, I do understand where these people are coming from. See, back in the 2000s and even the 90s, drivers could really share their opinions and not have to worry about getting any punishment from NASCAR. However, lately they have been a lot more stricter than they were back then, but not to nearly the point that they were back in 2013. So what was going on in 2013? Well, this was a time when NASCAR brought in the infamous Gen 6 car. A car that, yes, did show a little bit more design to its manufacturers, but at the same time, it took away a lot of great racing for us NASCAR fans. Don't believe me? Well, look at the 2013 Daytona 500. It is considered to many as one of the worst Daytona 500s in recent NASCAR history. And then in the Phoenix race right on after, there would not be a single pass for the lead in the final 78 laps, meaning the last 25% was led by the same driver. People started scratching their heads and wondering, was this car really that good for the sport? And the first one to share their opinion was Denny Hamlin. During a post-race interview, he would be asked how he felt about the new Gen 6 machine, and this is what he had to say.
I'm not going to try to be the pessimist, but it wasn't as good as I would hope. But there's a lot of room for improvement for this car. It's going to be tough. It's going to take a little while for us to get these cars driving as good as what we had the Generation 5.
Wow. I mean, nothing really that positive, but at the same time, it wasn't really anything that criticizing either. However, NASCAR was absolutely pissed about the situation. So much so that they fined him $25,000 for his comments that he made about the Gen 6 machine. A spokesperson for NASCAR said that he went beyond the limits of what a driver was supposed to say about the racing and the cars that they brought on into the Cup Series. This was a big shocker to Denny Hamlin and Joe Gibbs Racing because they really thought what he said wasn't that bad. Basically saying it was a work in progress. And if you listen back to what Denny Hamlin said, he kind of said the similar things, that it was a work in progress. But NASCAR did not see it that way, and they still held on to their fine and said Denny Hamlin must pay the $25,000 fine. It was at this point when a lot of NASCAR fans realized that drivers could no longer share their opinion about what was going on the racetrack, leading to both fans and NASCAR drivers both hating on the NASCAR sanctioning body. Now the year is 2022 and we have been introduced to the next gen car, a car that we will actually see this weekend. Let's just hope that the car actually provides good racing at racetracks where we did not see it with the Gen 6 car, which was basically every single race. And if for some reason the car does not lead up to expectations, let's just hope NASCAR learned their lesson and not fine these drivers so much money to the fact that they don't want to say anything about the car anymore. Because without a doubt, if you are silencing your athletes when they try to share their opinion, it is definitely a very controversial thing, making it one of the most controversial moments in recent NASCAR memory.